So this is another soft topic mashup. I don't know, because you read stuff on LinkedIn and other places, and you're like, really? So, in a way, this is about. Look, I have worked some places that are amazing, and I'll probably repeat it. And it sucked when we were there, and it was amazing. And every place I worked for 15 years after that felt like I was working in black and white. And I feel sorry for people that never get it, right? I really do. I feel sorry for people that their job is just a drudge and it's only a job because you spend a long time there every day. And if you don't like it, man, it is a bummer. But if you do like it, it can be pretty exciting. So, I'm gonna quote part of this, but the idea here is, there's a lot of things that can happen that at work or with a job or working with a group of other people that will make you end up either doing things beyond your skill set, what you thought was possible, or you'll end up in a situation where you're just blown away by the people you work with and how smart they are. And in my case, it's always imposter syndrome, right? I'm always hoping they don't notice. But the best, and you can build amazing things. People have built crazy companies, but the reality is that part isn't really the best part, right? The best part is you get all this experience about how to do things a better way and things that weren't possible before, or even just improve, like depending on what your job is, it could just be improving something and your skills get better, right? I'm a software person, and so in a lot of ways, what I want to do is improve my craft, and that doesn't mean just building code, because to be honest, building code's kind of the easiest part of this. It's getting all the other pieces to work, right? So the best part of what you get out of working somewhere or having passion about what you do or finding the right people is really the relationships you build, and the education out of that, and the hope that someday you get kind of that same experiences again. And so, I heard this term the other day. We want people to work hard, and if you're not ready for hard work, don't come in. And there's like a whole range of hard work, and that really kind of ticks me off. Well, I just don't understand. People will fall for that, right? Because there's like the cult of personality thing, but companies don't care about the individual. And I actually have a friend who works at a high-end company with a owner who kind of talks like that. And people were fired to create the opening he was in, and he knows that he'll be fired to create an opening for somebody else, but he's enjoying it in the moment, and I totally get that. And he has no misunderstanding about the fact that, I don't think anyway, that are you really important to that effort? And the answer is yes, but companies will get rid of you without a thought. They talk about loyalty, and I've worked some great places. But really the companies exist for the company, and when you're not useful, they'll let you go. Or if they make a bad mistake somewhere else, they might blame the group you're in. But I've worked with some great places I would beg to go back to. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you got to realize in the end, what do you get out of it? You get pride in your work, pride that you can build something like that again. You can do something like that. And this doesn't have to be software. It can be anything. You know what? We turned this story around from a crap pile into a profitable enterprise, and I think I could do that again. And I got a bunch of people promoted, and people were able to support their families in a better way because we did the right thing. And that is a major win. It's not just the deliverable. There's these side pieces in some situations. So if you can have passion in what you do, the camaraderie, there are plenty of people I still am in communication with 20 or 30 years later. I'm not that old, so maybe 5 or 10 years later. And that's because we did the right thing in a project, and we believed in it, and we made it happen. And in the end, nobody was confused, about where the company ended and we ended once we got partway into that. And the downside, if you buy into the wrong thing, right? If you don't buy in at all, you're going to be bored. You spend 8 hours a day there, you're going to be burned out. And if you spend too much time on something, you get way into it, you get super embedded, you buy into it in a way that isn't paid back, then your family and your personal life and your mental health will suffer, right? So, when I love every day at work, or most of the days at work, because you don't like them all, the terms, all these words still stick with me, and I'm cool with it. Hard work. I am one of the lucky people who loves what they do, and a lot of people doing different jobs they're in. It doesn't have to be. It could be any level skill. It could be any type of job. Working with passion every day. Working with people who are passionate. I may need to change that. When you work at a place where people are phoning it in, man, it is the worst, right? And every day you're like, man, what can we do to make this better? And other people are interested. The passion draining ones are when people are like, man, I'm putting in my 40 hours. Right. And I get it. People have lives and that kind of stuff. But that right there says that person will never get all the pluses out of this. And I don't mean the crazy pluses that don't pan out because it's somebody else's company. I just mean like the pluses I talked about above. There's the faking it. Yeah, people who are just kind of heads down or, oh man, meetings without end. I worked a couple places, large companies in the past where, I've been in meetings every day and nobody can say yes. People can say no, but nobody can say yes, man. You want to be in a place where people can say yes. Oh, I'm going to add that. People can say yes. Anyway, and I'm going to, we'll take out this other little bit here, but, you got to be careful when you're working with super rich people who are like telling you all about the passion, blah, 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 and they're out buying another yacht or they're out buying another company or they're hobnobbing with politicians or famous people, right? Then you're just like, oh man. If somebody I actually know places where people were super passionate building their own company. And in that case, a bunch of people living in a house was cool, right? They built a company. But when you're working for somebody else, the notion that you should be sleeping on the floor seems like a bad idea. So, I think that's it. You want to work those places where passion is rewarded and stuff was built, and you don't want to work the places where people are insulted into doing a commitment or quitting. But I understand you got to make a living, and so sometimes they're a compromise. But, man, you're there all day. Anyway, I hope you have great thoughts on what it takes to make a rewarding career, financial stability, and get the opportunity to work with people that are amazing. This is all I had, and I hope it helps a little. Have a great day.